Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we're going to take a look at White Dwarf 516. This one is a celebration of the Mortal Realms. It's a decade old. I can't get my head around this one. I'll be honest, I've only been aware of it since probably the start of 3rd edition. We're a year into 4th, or just over a year into 4th edition now. I'm a big fan of Sigmar. I think the rule set is pretty nice. I really enjoy Spearhead. Spearhead is fantastic. I just can't understand that it's 10 years old and I didn't know anything about it until fairly recently. But that aside, that's because I took an extended break from the hobby, like a lot of people did, and returned to it during the pandemic, like a lot of people did. Yeah, it's going to be a big Age of Sigmar issue. As I am a fan of Age of Sigmar, that doesn't mean that this is necessarily going to be for me, but it might be interesting. So we're going to run through this. This is the WarCom preview. We'll see what they're teasing for it. We'll see what they say on the front cover as well, because that normally gives us a better idea. Hopefully there's something interesting in here, but we will find out together, won't we? I'm not going to read the article word for word, but we'll run through this. 10 years of Age of Sigmar, celebrating a decade of war in the Mortal Realms. Featured on the front cover, we have a 6-player battle report fought across 2 realms, deadly new foes, a Space Marine 2 minigame that came out with 515, and a painting guide or painting guides for Horus Heresy Age of Darkness. Oh, is that going to be looking at the different chapters? It's nice that painting guides and things are still a staple of White Dwarf. That's definitely something that the codexes, certainly the Warhammer 40,000 codexes, but the battle tomes for AOS have started to lose the quality painting guides and stuff, so it's nice that they are still featured. So this issue kicks off with a deep retrospective on the last decade, looking back at the early days of the Mortal Realms and the events that led to the current mess, the Skaven Doom. It looks like they're introducing a new cluster of rules for 3 thematic theatres of life, bestowing extra spells on wizards and unique abilities based around Akshi, Shaiish and Gur. So new stuff for the Mortal Realms. That's fun. I like when they do this stuff. Hopefully they're pretty good. To celebrate the momentous milestone, a bumper battle report throws a combined force of Hallowed Knights and Hammers of Sigmar into the mother of all what-if scenarios against 4 of their deadliest foes from across the history of the Age of Sigmar. So we have Blades of Khorne, Skaven, Kruleboyz and Nighthaunt. Oh, I think that they're following the different launch boxes then, aren't they, by the sounds of it. But Vandris Hammerhand is there, along with Indrasta. Again, 2 characters who I think were featured in the release boxes for each different edition. I criticise Warhammer TV Plus quite a lot for their content, and I'm going to be criticising it a bit more this week because I am due for renewal very soon. That's a whole separate conversation. But I think that the thing that they do well, and they have actually timed this quite well because it is just 10 years almost, like last month, it was to the day, some point last month, when Age of Sigmar came out. This being the next issue of White Dwarf, the timing has actually been really tight for White Dwarf. And the fact that they've got this battle report that encompasses all of the different launch boxes and things, it sounds like they've put some thought into it. So this, from a purely timing and marketing and celebratory sense, I think that this is good. But let's be honest, for such a milestone, for probably their second, third most popular game, they haven't done anything to celebrate 10 years, have they? There hasn't been any fancy model releases, there hasn't been any cool campaign stuff. There's been nothing on WarCom to celebrate 10 years apart from a look back at whichever launch box they were looking at over the last few weeks. It's been very poor for something that they should be celebrating. 10 years is quite a landmark, I think, especially with how poorly received it was to start with. So this is good. It's nice that White Dwarf is doing something. I feel like the rest of Games Workshop could have done a bit more to celebrate this milestone and get some more eyes on the hobby. Moving on, the Space Marine Operations game that was in last month. I have got it. I need to run through it. I'm not sure if I am going to do a video on the White Dwarfs because I'm not really sure how to do them. But if you're interested in the Operation stuff, if you haven't seen it, I'm happy to turn the camera on and we can run through and just have a little look at the profiles and things. If you're interested, let me know in the comments below. But 516 is now a must-buy for me because it does add new profiles for enemies. It looks like we're getting Lictors, Raveners, Zoanthropes, and also the terrifying Hive Tyrant. So still focusing on that Space Marine 2. Obviously, it's a tie-in for Space Marine 2, but bringing more bigger Tyranid stuff to that game mode. That's pretty fun. I like that. And I'm guessing that you're going to get the cards for those operatives as well. This is, from how it's read to me, it's a little bit like Kill Team adjacent. It's not quite Kill Team, it's definitely its own easier to pick up thing, but it's got that Kill Team vibe, which is really, really cool. So this is fun, and just for this alone, I will be picking this issue up. Is that really all that we've got on the preview? Big old Sigmar, which is good. Like, the timing is good, and I can't fault them for this from the sounds of it. Battle report, big old battle report, Space Marine operations. It's a very cool collectible cover. I like that. That is just very fantasy to me. Definitely Warhammer with Galmaraz there, but it's a very fantasy thing. I think one of the criticisms for Age of Sigmar is that it isn't really grim dark enough, and that's fair, but I just enjoy it for what it is, and it is a pretty solid rule set. It doesn't sound like there's much in here though, does it? This is a bit disappointing. So yeah, to cap off, painting guides for Horus Heresy doesn't tell us what they will be, or if it's focusing on certain chapters, or Loyalist, or Heretical, or any of the other stuff. Just painting guides. It is just a battle report, Space Marine 2 extras for the game last month. And then yeah, you can sign up for a 12-month subscription if you want it delivered. Celebration aside, Space Marine 2 minigame extras aside, they're not selling it here, are they? But let me know what you think. Will you be picking up White Dwarf 516 as a celebration for Age of Sigmar? I expect the answer from quite a few people is no. And I'd like to know if you've tried the Space Marine 2 minigame that was in last month's issue. What do you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.